strengths a little bit. The StartupNation today is a big sub-brand of Israel. So everybody talks about innovation and research and development. Big conferences like the DLD that was a few weeks ago in Tel Aviv, and people come from all over the world to meet with Israeli entrepreneurs. People talk about, Israeli exits, even if they're not big, they get reported in American news because Israel is interesting in that matter, and so on and so forth. The R&D, and okay, so that's a strength. As an economist, and I'm here zooming out of the high-tech world a little bit, when you want to study a market, you want to look at historic growth. That's macroeconomics. Let's take Israel's growth. And there it is. Let's put the mathematics aside, but you don't have to be an economist to see that there are two trends here. Two eras. There's this era and that era. Up until the mid-70s, Israel is growing 9% a year. Do you know who's growing 9% a year today?
China.
Okay, apart from China, let's talk about the rest of the earth. Africa, all right? Countries in Mid-Asia, countries that have a lot of room to grow. Because improving from really bad to bad, you can do big steps on a yearly basis. It's kind of cynical, but it's true.
You can do the same thing in the United States. From after World War II, there was an enormous amount of growth, and we became a more mature economy, and the growth declined. Right. So you're becoming more mature.
By the way, because during the war, a lot of women went to war because men went to war. There were changes in the society that stimulated that. Third world countries change a lot from year to year, not only economically, but you see the change at the economic growth. And you see a second period that looks like it's a little bit less good because you grow 4% a year, not 9% a year, but it's actually optimistic. Here you start growing around the average developed world growth rate. Roughly 4% a year when you look from decade to decade. Now, wait. Any economist will tell you, yeah, okay, that's nice stuff. But when you look at an economy, you don't look at the GDP. You need to take the GDP and look at it per capita. Why? Because if we're a company of a country of 10 people and we produce 10 cookies, each and every one gets one cookie. That's right. A little bit of math. The year afterwards, we produce 20 cookies. That's 100% growth. But we absorbed 90 people. So we have 20 cookies, but we have 100 people in the economy. Each and every one gets fourth. Exactly. So is our situation better or worse? From 1 to 4th?
Not so good.
Each and every one gets 25% of what it used to. Then 20%, yeah. Anyway, so we need to take the GDP and look at it in per capita terms, right? And Israel had big immigration waves in its history. We call them Aliyah. The 50s, the 90s, and so on and so forth. The big message in the Israeli growth trend is that even when you look at per capita terms, the trend just gets more extreme. And what this sends out is a message of resilience. It's not only high-tech, it's the economy in general. Israel is growing, although the historic big masses of immigration, and although, I don't know, geopolitics or whatever it is you want. I think Israel